Hello, YouTube second-rate winners here, and Soji's here with the new deck profile for Sylvan's. Guess what? It actually is done now, and I'm not going to give you just a crap build that looks like junk. So you don't need to complain. Before I go into this deck, I did take inspiration from Azure Eyes with his Giga Plant build for Sylvan's, which was wonderful. In the deck, 3 of these guys. Boom. 3 Cherub Sprouts. Don't underestimate this card. When you special summon to excavate 1 or 2, you're mostly going to go for 2. And he's a 1-for-1 because he can special summon any level 1 from your graveyard. So you special summon your Spores, you can special summon him to get for Excavates, or you can special summon Peacekeeper to go for the Excavates. Then, speaking of Peacekeeper, triple Peacekeepers. This card allows you to re-special summon all your plants in your graveyard pretty much that are low 4 lower, so you can Lone Fire even faster. And whenever he's special summoned or normal summoned, he can Excavate. And he's a 1-star, so he's good for Syncering. Triple Martial Leaf. This is only in the deck because whenever he's normal summoned, he can excavate 1 or 2, which is really good. But the main effect, you want to excavate him so you can destroy a card on the field, and he can use his effect twice per turn instead of once. So he can actually destroy up to 2 things on the field. Kumushumo. This card can excavate 5 when it's flipped face up, and it's an MST whenever it's excavated. So it's great to run 3 so you have tons of backfield hate. 2 Lone Fires, just to special summon fast. 2 Giga Plant, 3 made the deck really cloggy, 2 makes the deck cycle through itself way too fast. So the deck can actually deck itself out in like turn 1. That's the best part about Giga Plant. 1 Hermitry, more than 1 can actually make you have too many level 8s in the deck. Cherry Blossom Princess, she's just there to get over stuff like Leo and other big monsters. 1 Flower Knight, she's just 1900 beater that you can summon that can excavate. Dandelion, tokens, and he's a great excavate target, and he's a great synchro target.
And he's fabulous.
And Spore, and he's fabulous. And the Spore, because Spore is a wonderful card, and if you don't run into plants, what are you doing with plants? 3 the Field Spell. This is pretty much the main engine for the deck because you can excavate at the end of every turn, at the end of your opponent's turn with it, and you can even stack your deck with it, so you're stacking your deck. 3 Miracle Fertilizer. It really helps you special summon in the deck. The deck's all about playing out of the graveyard, so this card just plays out of the graveyard. And you can keep using it as long as you don't make stuff leave the field. So if you exceed, this stays on the field and you can keep using it. 2 Supervise, to force Giga Plant to go into his effect mode, and then you get to use his effects. And if this card goes to the graveyard, you re-special summon back your Giga Plant since he becomes a normal monster again. 2 MST, might try 3 in the deck eventually. This is just for tons of back row hate. 2 of these, this makes the deck more consistent, so like if you special summon your Cherub Sprouts, you just use this on your Cherub Sprout, and it's a Fragrant Storm, that's the card's name. And you can pretty much just keep drawing yourself out. It's like a Pot of Greed, except it has a cost. 1 Dark Hole. 2 Dimensional Prison, to pretty much, if your opponent has cards that cannot be destroyed, you just use this and banish them. 2 Mirror Force for the deck. And since this deck plays out of the graveyard, 2 Call Haunteds. And that's the deck for that one. Now on to the side deck. Or extra deck, that's the one.
Same difference.
Formula Synchron, since this deck has tons of 1-stars, so you can go into Formula Synchron super easily. 1 Underworld Fighter Bonelong. I prefer him over Armory just because he allows you special summon level 4 lowers from your graveyard, so you can Lone Fire even more, which makes this deck so good. But Army Arm just really wasn't playing enough for me. All he did was give me 1,000 and I never needed it. Catastor or Armades, doesn't really matter. You can use whichever one you want. I just prefer Catastor for our locals. Iron Chain Dragon, because I sideboard Debris Dragon and he's a great target for Debris Dragon since you can only go for dragons. And you can make your opponent mill their deck out. Black Rose, it's Black Rose. You blow up the field. Scrap Dragon, it's Scrap Dragon and another target for Debris. Stardust, because it's Stardust and another target for Debris. Crimson Blader, because you can pretty much lock an opponent's deck down if they special summon a lot like Mermails. And if you don't like Crimson Blader, you can swap this out for Star Eater, which is what I do sometimes. Leo, this card is like the biggest wall to get around. He's 3,100, 10 stars, and he can't be targeted except for main phase 2. So you pretty much can't kill this thing, and your opponent has to do weird things to get around to like Dark Hole or Black Rose. We actually had a Giga play, blow up his entire field fully prepared just to kill that card. Soccer Magician. This deck has tons of 1-stars, so you can go into 1-stars really easily, but you only want to run 1 because you don't want to keep going into 1-stars. Levier, for whenever you do your banishing with certain cards effects, like it does banish.
Mark of the Rose?
Like if you use Mark of the Rose, or there's another card in the deck that banishes. Oh yeah, Spore. You use it for Spore as well. Cowboy. This can help you finish off your opponent if they have less low life points left, and it's a pretty decent card to summon in attack mode because of his effect for gaining attack. This is just to kill your opponent's field. It's Black Ship of Corn. Alicia. Don't underestimate this card. 3,200 defense, so you always pretty much want to summon this in defense, but it's still got 2,300 attack. Also, you can excavate for free with this thing. It's Archfiend's Oath. You just declare the card name, you get it wrong, and it's excavated in the grave. So if you know what's on the top of your deck and you want it, just take it. But if you don't want it and you want to excavate, just declare like Karibo or something, and then you'll mill it. And if you do mill it, you can detach and return 1 card on your opponent's side of the field to the top or bottom of their deck.
The Power of Phoenix Wing Blast.
Power of Phoenix Wing Blast. And this level 8 is just in here temporarily, but he's really good. Giant Grinder. I want to replace him with Felgrand when I get one, but for right now, this is a pretty great anti-exceed card or anti-special summon deck. You just summon him and then can kill your opponent's field. Now, sideboard. This is where we get to talk about weird stuff.
Yes.
Debris Dragon. This is in here because you can turn the deck into an even faster synchroing deck. And it's just synchroing. That's all it's there for. 2 normal mana cross up. This one is just a troll card because my wife runs Ghost Tricks, and it's just fun to use against Ghost Tricks. And this can hurt Gigas, and what else can it hurt at our locals?
Gravekeepers.
Also hurts Gravekeepers, and it just hurts a lot of things. And since it banishes all of the flip summons, like if they spy flip summon, if they spy, banish all the spies. Prohibition. This stops everything. Just declare whatever you want. Foolish Burial in case I need to get through the deck even faster. Creature swap because if someone our locals was playing Noble Knights and it's just a creature swap, I'll give them my Cherub Sprout when I don't want it. And that's what it's there for. 2 of these because we have people who play a lot of light archetypes at our locals. Bottomless Trap Hole. I don't want to explain that one because it's pretty much stable. Overworked because we have booging players and all that kind of stuff at our locals and it's just annoying.
Yeah. Too bad you only have 1.
Yeah, I'm probably going to stack it up to 2. Stylet Road because people at our locals are starting to realize that Straight Flush is a good card.
Yeah, that's a good reasoning.
2 DD Crows. We have a Dark Old player. We have multiple Dark Old players.
We also have Mermails. That hurts.
We also
Mermails.
have we have like 3 Mermail players at our locals, and that's what those are.
It also hurts Madoltre.
Yeah, we don't have any Madolche players. And Fossil Dino, only 1 because this can actually hurt me more than it can hurt my opponent. And that's just there if they're special summoning too much and I need to stop it. And that's the entire Sylvan deck. Don't you just love it? And when Sylvans come out in Primal Origin, they're going to go tier 1. So if you want to build Sylvans, build them now. While Marshall Leaf's only 20. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Peace out, y'all.